And Instagram kicked me off. So we will start over. I'm gonna play a little bit of the song. I feel like maybe the reason I got kicked off is because I played the song.
I am anything I want. I can teach you, I can love you if you got it going on. If you got it. Sexy on the
There's a reason I want to play this song. It relates.
I am woman, I am fearless, I am sexy, I'm divine, I'm unbeatable, I'm creative, honey, you can't get it.
Alright, anyway, it's not relevant because I can't find it, but there's a part of that song. I was listening to that song and then I decided that I was going to go live and I had this idea. And in the song, she says, people can talk about you as long as you know it's false or like it's, you know, the truth. And this is exactly the energy, what I want to bring here today. Because if you're building a business, if you're building a movement, if you're building anything for yourself, a life for yourself even, if you want to be happy, if you want to find success, if you want to feel lit up by your experience, you have to stop allowing the opinions of others to dictate how you are showing up. You have to stop allowing the perceptions of others to dictate who you are being. You don't need the approval. You don't need everyone around you to believe in you. You need to be firm in who you are, and that's it. When you're firm in who you are, nothing else around you can shake you. Nothing can move you because you know who you are at your core. And even if there is questioning, you will have the capacity to sit with yourself and ask those questions. It's not about utilizing other people as a frame of reference. It's about using your own emotional guidance system to guide you through to becoming this version of you that you are creating. So I want to tell you a story. I'm going to sum it up. I shared this a little bit in the previous live, but it went poof. So I'm going to sum it up a little shorter. Basically, I was living in Florida for some time and I had this experience where I was able to like provide everything for myself. And I was gifted this period of time where I could really tap into who I was, to who I wanted to be. And I had spent a lot of my life conforming to the opinions of other people. I spent a lot of my life listening to my peers and listening to my parents and listening to my family, listening to the people around me and being like, oh, this is who I am, taking their perceptions of me and making that mean who I am, making that be who I am just because I could see their perspectives of me. And when I went to Florida, it was like a fresh slate. Like I no longer had those ties tethering me down. I no longer had to see these perceptions of myself through these other people all the time. And I finally got to step out of that and be who I wanted to be. And I was working through a lot of karmic energy at the time. My Saturn line in astrocartography is really close to Florida. So I was like really working through a lot of karmic patterns. And so it was like, this was one last final hurrah for me to experience this pattern of outsourcing my validation, of needing the approval of other people around me. And so what ended up happening was I wasn't working a job and then I ended up getting a server job to support myself. And at first it was amazing. My self-concept was so strong. I was so rooted in my own power. I had a lot of energy that literally all the people around me, all they could reflect to me was love because that's all I was open to receiving. I want you to think about it like this. When you're having a conversation with someone and they're not open to receiving what you have to say, they either like shut you down or they're like just not listening fully, or you end up stumbling your words to get them out of your mouth. And that's what happens when you're not open to receiving the magic that's there for you. It's like there's that disconnect, right? And so what happened was I wasn't open to fully receiving being this version of me that I really wanted to step into. And so I needed to have this experience of going back into the depths to see this pattern on a more conscious level so that I could be able to help others work through it. So anyway, I ended up getting a server job. And at first it was like, oh, no one can touch me. Like, I'm unstoppable. I'm so protected. And then I started letting these people closer to me, letting them in my sphere. And it was really when I started letting them closer to me that my confidence in myself began to wane. And I was also creating and birthing these courses at the time. And when I started, I was like this clear channel. And as I started to associate myself with these individuals, it was like my channel was diluted in some ways because I was outsourcing this validation. I was looking for them to believe in me. I was looking for them to believe in the prices that I was setting. I was looking for them to give me validation because that's how I grew up. That's how I learned to thrive in my world. And so it was like this really breaking apart of that dynamic. And I noticed that these people didn't believe in me. These people, they didn't see the vision the way that I could see it. They didn't see the possibility. They didn't believe in my pricing. It was a lot of judgment, right? And so this was a reflection of my own internal consciousness and the things that I was shedding. And so to see it, to be up close and personal with it was very, very helpful. But I share this with you because I have personally experienced, I've been in the role of needing people around me to believe in me and them not believing in me. And so I share this with you because it's not about other people believing in you. It's about you believing in you. Throughout this entire thing, I was able to hold the frequency, although my mind was somewhat diluted, I was able to hold the frequency of me being an independent business owner, of me thriving on my own, of me selling my courses, of selling high ticket. And guess what happened? That manifested. I was able to detach myself from needing the validation of these individuals, and I was able to accomplish my dreams because I trusted in something bigger than me and because I was firm in who I was being. I was not looking to them to see how they saw me, to fill that role anymore. I was deciding this is who I am being, this is who I'm becoming, this is what I stand for, and I was standing firm in that. And so a similar thing happened when I returned back to Pennsylvania after living in Florida. There was a lot of this noise of, oh, maybe you should just get a job. Oh, maybe you'll do this, or you'll do this, or you'll do this, or, it's fine if you do this. And it's like, no, that's not who I am being. I am choosing who I want to be. I am choosing that I get to be the multi-million-dollar version of myself right now. I don't care if this person over here, if Sally or Sue can't see the vision. I see the vision and I can hold that vision in my heart. Now, I will say it's so important, that was an initiation in itself, but it's so important to get yourself around people who actually do believe in you so that you don't have to filter through that noise. But I also want you to know that if you're in a situation right now where you feel like you have to filter through that noise, one, it's a reflection of your own consciousness, and two, you can do it. Because I did it. I'm living proof of it. Do you know how much pressure and energetic karma I had to work through to be able to come to the point now where I'm living in Mexico, I'm fully self-employed, I'm independent, and I am doing all the things that my heart, I'm creating business opportunities with my friends, I'm having casual conversations, I'm normalizing 5-figure months, 6-figure months in my business. I just spilled so much water. I'm normalizing all of this seemingly impossible things that people in my field before would be like, oh, I don't believe in that. But you know what? The reason that they don't believe in you or the thing that you're trying to pursue or that you are pursuing is not because of you. It's because of their own perceptions of themselves. And so when you realize that and you put that into perspective of oh, the only reason they feel that way is because they don't believe in themselves to do this thing that I'm doing. It's like, oh, okay, well, I choose to believe in myself anyway. And I wrote down this thing in my notes the other day. was like, just because someone doesn't love you doesn't mean you can't receive love. You get to receive love no matter what. You get to receive love just because you desire love. Your desire is enough. And these are some of the concepts we go into inside of Deliberately Creating You, which is like the first part of this process of becoming this version of you who is so unapologetic in what they desire to accomplish in this lifetime and will not take no for an answer. And we go deeper into like filtering through the mind stuff in later courses. But you don't have to, just because someone doesn't love you doesn't mean you aren't worthy of love. Just because you're not like doing the thing fully doesn't mean you can't do it, right? You have to believe in yourself to accomplish the thing, to do the thing. You have to make it a no-brainer. It is not even an option for it to happen another way. There is no other option except for you to be successful. There is no other option except for you to feel good in your body. There is no other option except for you to have a fucking amazing ass business that is so pleasurable and allows you to have all this free time and a magnetic aura around you. Like, that is your ability to say that is the normal, is your ability to hold that as your normal in your reality. And when you start to get around people who see you, who want to support you, who respect you because they respect themselves, they will support you no matter what your vision is, even if it sounds batshit crazy off the walls, because you believe in you first. And this is the self-concept piece. Once you decide for yourself, everyone else in your world has to fall in line with that, because that is the belief that you're holding. That is the belief in your auric field. That is the belief of your energetic signature. And people who aren't in alignment with that being a truth have to fall away, because you're remaining so firm in who you are being, that there's no other option except for that to manifest. And so the reason that I share all of this here with you today isn't to be like, oh, get away from the people. It's to say that you can do it no matter what your circumstances are. No matter what your present circumstances are, you can do it. You know how many times I was surrounded by people who did not believe in themselves and had no idea how they could even possibly believe in me, because they didn't believe in themselves, because they didn't see the vision, because they don't trust in something bigger than themselves. You know how many times I was surrounded by that? And I chose to be so fucking firm, so fucking rooted in the version of me who is a multi-million-dollar business owner, who has a multinational business, who helps people all over the world, who is in touch with her spirit, who's in touch with her yoni, who has massive moments of pleasure and downloads and is a psychic. If I didn't choose to continuously connect with that version of me simply because the perceptions of other people, I would lose myself. And so if you're building your business, if you're building your relationships, if you're showing up in any area of your life where you're not owning the entirety of who you are because of someone else's perception, this is a slap in the face for you. Because you don't need those people to believe in you. You don't need the people around you. Yes, having a community is great. Having people around you that support you is amazing. But the first step in actually getting there, especially if you're in a state or a place where you don't have that, is by first believing in yourself wholeheartedly without the proof of others. When you can do that, the people who believe in you are going to automatically be magnetized to you. But if you continue to utilize the people in your world currently who don't believe in you, who don't believe in themselves, you're going to get more of that. You don't need another course. You don't need to learn more. You are already so fucking knowledgeable about what you do. You just don't believe in yourself enough to actually do it, to actually trust yourself when no one else is watching. So today I want you to practice being the version of you who wholeheartedly believes in themselves, who wholeheartedly is going to do the damn thing, no matter how long it takes. You're fully fucking committed. That feeling in the body hits completely different than outsourcing validation like, oh, should I do it? Oh, should I do it? Oh, they don't believe in me to do it. Maybe I shouldn't do it. It doesn't matter what they think. It doesn't matter what anybody outside of you is doing. It matters how you are showing up and how you are taking up space in your world, because this is your world. This is your world. And you get to decide who you're going to be in this world. You don't have to utilize the energy of the past. All of that energy, it shifts and creates momentum for you once you finally fucking decide who the fuck you're gonna be and you actually start showing up as that person. You don't need people to believe in you. You don't need to have proof. You don't need to have testimonials. You don't need people to say, oh, I like your work. Do you like your work? Are you committed to your work? Are you committed to the relationship? Are you committed to being the version of you that you truly want to be? Because once you are, nothing can stop you. How did I get here? Because nothing could stop me, because I was so wholeheartedly in belief in myself. I believed in myself. Staying where I was not an option. Being the old version of me to make other people comfortable was not an option. Stepping into this version of me who has all the things, who lives in her pleasure body, who's excited about life, who's fulfilled in her mission, that was the only option. And I made that very clear to myself by the way that I was showing up, by the opportunities I was saying yes to, by what I was saying no to, by how I operated when other people would throw their projections at me. Your ability to remain firm and not have a reaction, especially when someone is projecting onto you, is your capacity to be seen by millions. And therefore is your capacity to serve millions. And so if you are the person, which I know you are, if you're here, like you have this grand ass idea in your mind and you're like, do I really think I can execute that? I don't have the right people around me. None of that shit matters. What matters is you fully fucking committing to yourself, and then all of those pieces will fall into place. They have to. Because you are committed to the vision. Doesn't matter how big the vision is. Doesn't matter how outworldly it seems. Doesn't matter how crazy you look to the people who are currently around you. You get to have it. Because you fucking said you get to have it. Like, that's it. Because you're so fucking committed to it unconditionally. You're not looking for the circumstances to be perfect. You're not looking for the people in your world to approve of you. You approve of you. And I'm saying this with words like it's so easy, like you just do it. And yeah, you do just do it. But it's a process that happens. It's an unfolding. It's like a blooming of a flower. Because you are rooted in mud. And you are the lotus emerging from that mud, ready to share her beautiful petals, her beautiful magic, her beautiful wisdom. But you won't get to that place unless you just fucking fully send it. Full fucking send. Even when the doubts, even when the fears, even when all the mess comes up. Because, like, think about it. You're breaking through the surface. The mud is going to go everywhere. It's going to be all up in there, all up in your face. You're not even going to be able to see as you're breaking the surface because there's so much mud there. You just have to keep going because there is no other option. Because you believe in yourself, and that is the medicine that will take you wherever you want to go. And the moment that you begin to fully embody this is the moment that you will begin to attract others who believe in you, who believe in your mission, who support you no matter what. That's where I'm at right now. I had to believe in myself wholeheartedly for years. Probably my whole life, for real. I had people saying that they believed in me, but they didn't believe in themselves, so I didn't really feel like I was believed in. I didn't really feel like my dreams were possible. Because that wasn't common. But I chose to believe in myself anyway. I chose to believe in the insights that I was getting anyway. I chose to believe in my path anyway. I chose to believe in something bigger than me anyway, even though I couldn't see it, even though the components weren't always there in the forefront all the time. And now I'm in a place where every single person in my world believes in me. Even the same people who didn't believe in themselves before are now starting to believe. You get to be the change. You have to be the change. Nothing is going to change unless you change. Unless you start believing in you, in yourself, in your mission, in your vision, in your success. The moment that success is the only option on the dinner table is the moment that success becomes your world. And then you're successful in waking up in the morning, in journaling, in having a beautiful transmission pour through, in working through contrast. That success ripples out and ripples out and ripples out. And it starts with a seed of you believing in yourself to do something bigger than you, to carry a vision bigger than you. And it's easier when you have people around you that do support you, that can see the vision, that are open and willing to hold this with you, which is exactly why I've created the one-on-one options that I've created with me, because I'm capable of holding a what the fuck, that's so out there vision. I've seen a lot. I've been channeled through a lot. There was a time when I lived in Florida, when I first got there, I was living in an Airbnb, and like 10 years of my life was channeled through my consciousness. And I was like, what the fuck? Is this really all about to happen? I don't even remember the conversation. But to this day, as I move through my life, I believed in the transmission. I believed in something bigger than myself. And I was like, okay. But I wasn't attached to it. And to this day, I still have remembrances of that conversation, of things coming true. I have deja vu all the fucking time because literally I lived this dream in my head and now I'm experiencing it. And this is what I see for you. Being able to see the dream. You already see the dream. You just don't see how you can ground it in. And so that's what I'm here to hold the space for, is grounding that in, making that vision a reality in more than just the 5D. And you don't need everyone around you to believe in you. You got to believe in yourself, and then that one other person who believes in you, you guys can change the world together. So if you want to change the world together, message me. We have some amazing one-on-one options. We have individual sessions with 2 weeks in Telegram integration. Those are like more specialized. And then we also have our high ticket one-on-one where you get full access to me. There are calls, there are audits, all the things. You're in good hands here. And if no one has told you lately, maybe not even yourself, I fully believe in you to do the work that you came here to do. I fully believe in you to accomplish your mission, to live in bliss and love and pleasure, and to filter through all of the contrast that is needed to bring you to those heights. With so much love, I'll see you again soon. Let's do this again soon, okay? Okay, I love you. Bye!